एक नाथ हमारा।
Om Shanti. Good morning, Diamond Morning. Happy Sadguruvadi. Baba's Murli. Today is the 10th of November 2026. In the essence, Baba says, sweet children, you should value the sacrificial fire of Rudra a great deal, because it is through the sacrificial fire that Bharat becomes heaven. You are the protectors of this sacrificial fire. First question, how and when do you children divorce the father and the teacher? Answer, when you forget the father and the teacher, when you miss the Murli, when you don't study or listen to it. It means you divorce the father. Baba says, children, never divorce me. Second question, why is it that people find it difficult to understand your true knowledge? Answer, it is because this knowledge doesn't continue from time immemorial. It is now to disappear. No one knows about this knowledge. This knowledge is new, and this is why they find it difficult to understand. The beautiful song of Baba's Murli. You are the mother, father, helper, Swami, friend, and protector of all. Om Shanti. People outside are now singing praise of the one with whom you children have yoga. You are sitting in remembrance of him. You have to consider yourselves to be souls. Renounce the arrogance of your bodies and stay in remembrance of the one alone. You have now become soul conscious. Previously, you were body conscious. In the golden age, you didn't know the Father because you don't remember the Father when you are in happiness. When you are in sorrow here, it is then that you call out to him. It is remembered that he is the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. In fact, the true Haridwar is the gateway to God. Baba says, in fact, the true Haridwar is this. People refer to Krishna as Hari. They say that Vaikuntha paradise is the Haridwar of Krishna. You know that Krishna cannot in fact be called Hari. The one who removes your sorrow is called Hari. You know that Shiv Baba has come to open the door to Krishna. That is the door to Vaikuntha and the golden age. When a building is built, people have an opening ceremony. Therefore, Baba has come. And why has he come? To carry out the ceremony of Haridwar. Hence, the devils doesn't exist. Hence, the devil doesn't exist in Krishna's kingdom. We are claiming our inheritance of heaven from the Father. The Father himself has come and is now carrying out the ceremony of the establishment of heaven. Establishing something is said to be a ceremony. First, the foundation of a building is laid. And then, when the building is completed, a ceremony is held. So the father came to lay the foundation. He laid the foundation in 1937. You are now carrying out establishment once again. You have the happiness. So what happiness do we have? That Baba has come to establish the new world. And they are now going to the new world. Baba has come to establish the new world, and that you are now going to the new world. There was heaven on this earth. We are now establishing that once again. We are giving everyone the message. The founder of a religion is called a messenger. It is I who give you the true message. Only I teach you Raja Yoga, and I am now inspiring the establishment of heaven. The father explains that he cannot be found in the Vedas and scriptures. All of those scriptures belong to the path of devotion. There is a lot of paraphernalia on the path of devotion. You have been performing devotion for birth after birth. You now have to listen to knowledge because, so why do we have to listen to knowledge now? Baba says, because you wouldn't hear it in the golden age. So we got to cherish these moments being with Baba and listening to the knowledge from him. So that's why Baba says we cannot miss it, otherwise we will be forced. It is said the darkness of ignorance was dispelled when the Sadguru gave the ointment of knowledge. There is no darkness in the golden age for which you would have to perform devotion. Take knowledge from the Father, and devotion wouldn't then remain. You know what Ravan's kingdom is and what Rama's kingdom is. You have now received total enlightenment because the Father has awakened you. Now look, Diwali is celebrated, and so people make small and large earthenware lamps. You small and large lamps are now being ignited, and you are receiving the oil of knowledge. When a person dies, people continue to pour oil into a lamp so that that departed soul doesn't stumble in the darkness. And it is so customary that when that light is lit, it is ensured that it doesn't go out. So someone always keep watch of it. Baba says it is so that the soul doesn't stumble in darkness. Baba says that is something limited, whereas yours is unlimited. When Ravan's kingdom begins, people begin to stumble. Now, day by day, they stumble a lot more. Previously, there was only the worship of the one, whereas people now even worship human beings and perform devotion at T-junction. When the three roads meet, they do a lot of devotion in that, and have such significance of it. Baba says there is a lot of paraphernalia of devotion, just as a tree has many branches. Such a big tree emerges from its seed. There is just as much devotion. Knowledge is the seed. This world is eternal and imperishable. It is never destroyed. It continues to go around the cycle. There is just the one seed and one tree. It isn't that there is a world up above in the sky, one down below, one on the sun, and one in the moon, etc. Scientists go to the moon and try to live there. However, they don't know that the whole world is to be destroyed through science and that you will then claim the kingdom. You would never say that this too is fixed in the drama. You would say that this too is fixed in the drama. Others will not understand these things. You are to receive the kingdom because there is a connection between the land of Krishna and the land of Christians. They made the people of Bharat fight amongst themselves and made the land of Krishna into the land of Christians. The Father now says the account has to be settled. They will fight amongst themselves and you will be given the butter. That is the cream of the world in heaven. That is, he makes you into the masters of the world. They will definitely fight amongst themselves. One side believes that they are very strong, and the other side believes that they are strong and that they will win. However, you turn out to be the strongest of all. You are to be victorious. It is said, Mahavir and Mahavirni. Mahavirni is a female of Mahavir. The Father says, storms of Maya will come, but you mustn't put them into action. Establishment is taking place with the power of yoga, whereas destruction takes place with physical power. Whilst walking, moving around and sitting, you have to remember the Father. This is known as the power of yoga. Baba says, then there is also the power of knowledge. Why is it called the power of knowledge? Baba says, because there is no power in the scriptures. No one can receive liberation or liberation in life from those. And this is why that is not called knowledge. The scripture is not called knowledge. They are called the scriptures of devotion. There are no scriptures of knowledge. All the books about Rama that have been written and all the scriptures, etc., will be destroyed in the war. The true Gita and the false Gita will also be destroyed because you will have received salvation. All your desires will have been fulfilled. No desires will then remain. You now know the cycle of 84 births. You no longer speak of God being infinite. Atheists say that God is infinite. They speak of God the Father, but they don't know his name, form, land, time period, or his task. You now know about his task of establishing the new world and of making impure ones pure. People burn an effigy of Ram. You are now amused by all of that. You used to burn Ravan for birth after birth. Ravan's kingdom is now to be destroyed, and there will then be Deepavali. There is extreme light there that is in heaven, golden age. That is called the kingdom of Rama. God. Everyone says that they want there to be the kingdom of Rama, but they don't know the kingdom of Rama. You are now receiving knowledge. The kingdom of Ravan is now to be transferred into the kingdom of Ravan. The kingdom of Ravan is now to be transferred into the kingdom of Ravan. Before that, you will become part of the rosary of Rudra. The souls who belong to the religions of Islam and Buddhism will remain in liberation for half the cycle that is in the soul school. Devotion begins when your reward of the golden age comes to an end, and the copper age is called Ravan's kingdom because they forget their deity religion. Baba says this definitely has to happen. They give the example of a banyan tree. You children know that the foundation of the original eternal deity religion has disappeared, just like the main root of the banyan tree has disappeared, so too the original deity religion, eternal deity religion, has disappeared. Everyone has become corrupt in their religion and their actions. Only when the deity religion is established will all other religions be destroyed. It is said, destruction of the many false religions and establishment of the one true religion. You are making effort here. Why are we making effort here? Baba says to claim your inheritance. Those who imbibe this and inspire others to do so will receive a high status. The Father says, you definitely have to imbibe the main thing that the incorporeal Father is teaching you. It isn't Krishna who is teaching you. Pictures have been made in which there is an image of Krishna on one side and an image of Shiva on the other side. Ask them. And what's the question we have to ask them? Now tell us, who is the God of the Gita? Judge for yourself. It will be very easy for you to explain that the God of the Gita is not Krishna, but Shiva. You know that the Father is once again giving you the knowledge of the Gita. You also sing that song. That song is, you have to tell us the knowledge of the Gita once again. You didn't compose those songs. It was human beings who composed those songs. But They don't know the meaning of them. They say that the God of the Gita sat on a horse chariot and gave knowledge. And they refer to Krishna like that, because Krishna, they say Krishna sat and gave the knowledge. A horse chariot would not come for Krishna. If it were Krishna, then what would happen? Do you think a horse chariot would come for Krishna, the prince of the golden age? Baba says, if it were Krishna, the best car would be brought for him. Many wealthy people would come. Yeah, look at that one. He doesn't even have his own motor or body. Shiv Baba doesn't have his own body, which Baba is calling today a motor. I enter an impure body. Therefore, this is incognito. It is not a question of Krishna. However, you then pay me so much respect on the path of devotion. You build the Somnath temple to me. There wouldn't just be one temple. There would be many of them, and they would then be looted. You now know the unlimited history and geography. The Father is called knowledgeable. Here, you are given knowledge. And education is also given here. Father says knowledge is manmanabha. And you receive salvation from knowledge is manmanabha, and you receive salvation through that. Then you are taught Madhyachika. The parts of the teacher and the guru continue side by side. You are taught the history and the geography of the whole world. You are true nuns. Because, why is Baba calling us true nuns today? He says, because you remember the Diwan. Nuns wear a cross around their necks. They remember Christ and they believe that Christ was the Son of God. The Father comes and establishes 3 religions. You Brahmins are the highest top nun. Why is Baba saying we are the highest top nun? He says, because you do the highest service of the world. You give human beings knowledge of souls. You souls receive the inheritance from the Father. The Father truly comes at the conference stage of each cycle to give you the inheritance. They have written in the scriptures that he comes in every age. They have removed the word cycle from that. He is called the purifier. So what would he do by coming in every age? He comes once in each cycle, purifies you, and then goes back. Of course, he goes back to the soul's world. The Father says, don't divorce me. Nowadays, women divorce their husbands. Previously, a Hindu wife would never divorce her husband. You definitely have to listen to the Murli. When you don't listen to the Murli, it means, what does it mean when we don't listen to the Murli? Baba says it means that you have forgotten the Father and the teacher. This is like divorcing him. You have to pay so much attention. If you fail now, you fail every cycle. At the end, everyone will know how much each one of you has studied. At the end, everyone will know how much each one of you has studied. And that will also be the basis of the result and the status, etc. So we wouldn't know our own result only, but we will know the results of others. Everyone says that they want peace. That is, they want liberation. It is said that everyone remembers God at the time of sorrow. Therefore, there is happiness for half a cycle and sorrow for half a cycle. The play of happiness and sorrow is based on parent. You say that you were the deities, you were the warriors, ... No one knows the meaning of counsel. The Father says, if you imbibe it in yourselves and then inspire others to do so, what will be the benefit? If you imbibe it in yourself and inspire others to do so, then Bible says that is then your great fortune. Only by having remembrance will your sins be absolved. There is a vast difference between bathing in the Ganges and staying in yoga and becoming pure. You children should have a lot of value for the money of the yajna, because it is through this that Bharat becomes heaven. The Father is the Lord of the poor. Only when every penny of the poor is used will they become wealthy. In heaven, you have health, wealth, and happiness. When you have health and wealth, you also have happiness. If you have health but no wealth, there cannot be happiness. In the golden age, they have health and wealth, and so they remain constantly happy. They never cry there. Therefore, you too mustn't cry here. However, storms of Maya make you wilt. You receive help in the hospital and wealth by study. So just look how poor my children are. They open a hospital on 3 square feet of land, and then where everyone can receive health and wealth. Action to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Baptist. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for Dharma. Points to practice for today. First point. Never wilt because of storms of Maya. Remain constantly happy. Second point. Maintain the intoxication that the incorporeal father is teaching you. don't have any desires in this false world. Baba's blessing for today. May you finish all waste by way of the daily Murli, and hereby pass with honors. I shall repeat the theme of the blessing. May you finish always by way of the daily Murli, and thereby pass with honors. The daily Murli is a means of keeping your mind busy. Continue to churn points from the Murli, and your mind will remain busy, and the waste will automatically finish. Keep your mind so busy that you do not have any waste in your thoughts, words, or actions. You will then be able to pass the final paper with honors. But if you have the practice of having waste thoughts, you will then be deceived at that time. That time is the final moment. And the slogan for today: in order to make your plans practical, keep a balance between being a child and a master. In order to make your plans practical, keep a balance between being a child and a master. Oh, Shanti. You have a very powerful day. Let's be with Baba. Remember him, study the Murli, so you wouldn't have to divorce Baba for even one moment. Oh, Shanti.